tell you about Guitars Unplugged. Stay tuned. Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Reese Whitaker.
And I'm Lexi Hamill.
With spring break starting next week, this week marks midterms for SUU students. Our reporter, Sage Judd, has more.
Midterms are one of the most dreaded parts of a semester, second only to finals week. Normal schoolwork takes a backseat, and every student begins pulling out their various notes and projects to begin a process known as cramming. Energy drinks, sleepless nights, and last-minute panic attacks are all too common. However, it doesn't need to be this way. No teacher wants to make their students worry or panic, and in fact want their students to succeed. Many of them will provide various study guides and tools to help you prep for their midterms. In addition, the university has many people that students can ask for help if they're feeling overwhelmed. Places like the Nest, the Tutoring Center, and the kind folks in the library all have various advice, tips, and methods to help you do better in this stressful part of the year.
Students often struggle around midterms or finals, making sure that they have their homework done in a reasonable time and then spending time in study groups. Spending time early in the evening rather than late in the evening is almost always more effective because you simply think better that way. Come early if you want a student study room, and you'll have to book those individually. They require a little bit of advance notice, but you can do that online. Otherwise, find a table and settle yourself in to do some work.
Teaming up with your classmates and working with each other to better learn is essential in passing classes. Plan out your study sessions and know that you can always ask for help. Midterms are not the end of the world, but if it feels like it, there are always places to turn. Good luck with your exams. I'm Sage Judd from SUTV.
Though some have trips or vacations planned, there are many benefits of spring break. A much-needed break is approaching, but don't let the snow confuse you. Spring break is just around the corner. For many years, colleges have been helping students with the stress of school and work by giving them a week-long break to reset and finish the semester. Studies have shown that taking a break not only helps restore higher levels of well-being, but also makes you a more productive and healthier person. Cedar City may not look like the dream vacation spot at the moment, but that isn't stopping students from making plans in their homes or out of the city.
I'm not doing anything for spring break. I'm just planning on working. My family back home in Texas, and I don't really have any family here, so I just have to stick by myself.
Make sure to take some time to relax and recharge or reset during spring break. That way you come back and as a happier and healthier well-being.
With spring break now 3 days away, SUU students visiting home or going on adventures should remember to travel safe. Anthony Colasuno has more.
With spring break right around the corner, we asked students their travel plans and what to do if crazy weather does hit the roads.
So for spring break, I'm going to California with a bunch of my friends, and how I would normally travel is, like, if the weather was bad, I would drive slow when it would start raining or snowing, and if there was traffic, I would just abide by it, just travel normally, and if I had to get somewhere super fast, I usually drive pretty fast.
If you do hit crazy weather, pull over until it clears up. When traveling, travel slow and safe. If there is an accident on the road, slow down and proceed with caution. With SUTV News, I am Anthony Colasuno.
Just about 20 minutes before we came to this class, I learned that I actually have plans for spring break now.
Oh, what are they?
So my team is playing in Phoenix, and I asked my coach, because I'm still injured, if I could just go and help out and be there, and he was like, yeah, you can come. So I'm super excited. Yeah, because we don't really have a spring break for golf, just because we have practice every single day. So I'm excited to get some nice weather and get out of the snow. Do you have any plans for spring break?
Yeah, I'm going back home to Vegas, and I think it's, like it said, it's a well-needed break for people, because stress, especially around midterms, tend to pile up. And it'll be nice to get a change of scenery. And I like the weather, but I'd much rather it to be sunny.
Yeah,
so I think
I
it's
agree.
Gonna be good.
Well, I feel like you're going to luck out in Vegas. So
oh, yeah, I will. Probably go swimming in the winter. Coming up, we'll look at Thunder 91's Guitars Unplugged.
We will be right back.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
SUU is about 1 year out from the opening of a brand new building. The academic classroom building is slated to open in time for the spring 2023 semester. The building is located next to the America First Event Center on the street corner of 200 South and 800 West. The 3-story building will add 14 classrooms, 7 computer labs, and 8 new teaching studios. The new site will house the Art and Design Department, the History, Sociology, and Anthropology Department, the Mathematics Department, and some portions of the Aviation Department. It will also provide space for some new programs at SUU, including a new Bachelor of Fine Arts in Filmmaking.
A new coffee shop in Cedar City has been making waves across town. Christian has more.
For only a short time now, Bristlecone has been serving the people of Cedar City with different coffees, hot and cold drinks, and different bagel options. Opening up in what used to be a car repair shop, they've made the shop their own, making their own merchandise and changing the color scheme. This not-so-small coffee shop is doing what it can to make its mark. Offering drinks such as lattes, teas, lemonade, and the classic hot chocolate, their menu includes specialty drinks such as the Dorothy Love You Latte, and they are certain to have something for everyone on their growing menu. They not only serve food and drinks, but also offer different types of yoga classes, including hot, technical, and candlelight yoga, different ways for you to reach your nirvana. The classes also include Pilates, high intensity, and meditation. All the courses are available on their website to help you stay connected with yourself and the community.
Yeah, I just love doing the homework here, and the vibe is awesome, immaculate. I love the music that they always have playing, and all the natural light is great to keep me awake while I'm studying. I love the Love is Love matcha is the go-to. It's awesome.
Though being fairly new, we will have to wait to see what they brew up next.
My name is Christian Sanchez, and this is SUTV News.
Despite growing concerns regarding inflation and unemployment, a recent study shows that Utah is ranked second best in the nation with job recovery. My co-anchor, Lexi Hamill, has more.
As the U.S. has begun to recover from the pandemic, Utah has had one of the best job recovery rates in the nation. Followed by Nebraska, Utah had a 1.9% unemployment rate in December. However, issues like the supply chain and inflation still worry some Utahns.
I'm a married college student and I'm in the nursing program. It's really hard when I go to the grocery store and it's costing me so much extra to buy my groceries. Like our budget, I don't have a lot of time to work. So our budget is pretty tight. And my husband's working so hard to be able to, afford groceries, and gas prices are high and everything is just kind of frustrating right now.
Inflation recently hit a 40-year high and many Americans are paying extra in goods and services. Gas prices are up 49.6% and food prices are up 6.3%. Stores and restaurants nationwide have been impacted by the ongoing shortages due to the supply chain crisis and labor shortages.
So I work at Brad's as a waitress, and it has been hard. There have been times where we didn't have enough girls. So it's hard to find people to work for you when you're sick or if you need the day off, and the workload has been kind of a lot.
While many Americans continue to deal with frustrating setbacks, the Utah economy has strong potential to strive. With SUTV News, this is Lexi Hamill. Local musicians turned off their amps this past week for Thunder 91.1's most recent event. Reese was there on the scene.
SUU Student Center living room. This is KSU's first return to Guitars Unplugged since 2017.
The event features Cedar City musicians showcasing their talent in front of a live audience.
We just got a lot of response from the performers in Battle of the Bands saying thanks so much for the opportunity. And so then we thought, we've got a lot of local musicians, a lot of talent around, and let's give them another chance to perform.
The concert featured many acts from bands to duets and solo artists. Each act got the chance to perform 1 to 3 songs. The music was a mix of covers of popular songs and original works created by the artist. The students who work for Thunder 91 had a major part in planning the event, such as lighting, decoration, and looking for the talent themselves.
It's such a cool event. I don't know, it was just so fun the atmosphere was fun. It was just, the kind of the dim lighting, and I just had a blast just listening to all the different songs.
The event was free to attend for all. The audience was encouraged to bring a non-perishable food donation for the SUU Campus Hope Pantry. KSUU is planning on holding more events such as Battle of the Bands in the fall and Guitars Unplugged in the spring. For SUTV News, this is Reese Whitaker. I thought it was such a cool event to go. Like the decoration, it was so chill, like the dimmed lighting in the student center, and just see, I think it was about 15 artists from Cedar City. They got to perform originals or covers, and I just thought it was super cool that they got to do that.
That's awesome. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, but after seeing the package, I wish that I would have gone. Nathan, what do we have coming up in weather?
Coming up on weather, we'll see if snow is here to stay. Stay tuned.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go. Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Welcome to SUTV weather. I'm Nathan Baker. Now, we were all a little surprised by that snow coming in yesterday and coming in through today. But thankfully, things seem to be warming up a little bit, but it looks like that groundhog was correct. We are looking at 6 more weeks of winter. Behind me, you'll see the Cedar City skyline blanketed in snow, and that cold is pretty much here to stay for the rest of this week. Looking up through the next couple of days, today we've got a high of 34 and a low of 26, and we're expecting more snow throughout the evening, continuing into tomorrow. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 28 and a low of 4. So tomorrow might be one of those days to break out the winter coats and the extra blankets just to make sure you're staying warm. Now through the rest of the week, we're not expecting any more snow, but that cold weather we're still expecting to stay. On Thursday, we're looking at a low of 9, a high of 33, and mid-30s, and the coldest it's going to get is Friday with a low of 2 in the evening. So another one of those days to break out the heavy winter coats. But thankfully, it'll start warming up a little bit on Saturday with a high of 32 and a low of 11. But it should be sunny and clear through the rest of this week. The weather in St. George, at least, was pretty warm over this last weekend and brought a lot of people outside over the weekend. President's Day weekend travelers received early spring-like weather during the 4-day weekend. The 60-degree temperatures and sunshine made it really easy for residents and visitors to enjoy their time outside. Many people spent their time outdoor hiking, sports, running, or just enjoying the sun.
The weather in St. George has actually been super nice recently. I'm glad that it's warming up because as a runner, I have to bundle up in the morning with a bunch of layers of clothing and beanies and gloves. And though training goes into that and working, hard to get that result is great, but to do it in great weather is just the cherry on top.
Thankfully, our sports for the rest of this week are looking at good weather. For women's softball in Palm Springs, California, the game day is on Friday. For the travel day, on Thursday, we're looking at a high of 62. Holy gosh, that's really, really warm. Low of 44. Through the rest of the week, we're looking sunny and clear. The high 60s and in the high 40s for the rest of the weekend. And men and women's track in Bozeman, Montana, we're looking at a high of 14 and a low of -3. On Saturday, a high of 24 and a low of 3. And Sunday, we're looking at a high of 31 and a low of 18. There'll be meets all that week with the Big Sky Conference. And for the rest of this calendar month, we'll be looking at palindromes. So happy Tuesday for all you folks. Up next, we'll have, that's it for SUTV weather. I'm Nathan Baker. Let's get you over with Seth and Anthony with sports.
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we'll have updates on SU basketball and some professional sports news. Stay tuned.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Welcome back into SUTV Sports. I'm Seth Whitehouse. Both SU basketball teams were in action last night against Big Sky foe Northern Arizona. The women's team battled here in Cedar while the men were in Flagstaff. Lizzie Williamson got the T-Birds started, tallying their first 4 points of the contest. And then it just started raining threes. Deilani Belena was sprinkling as she got it started, hitting her only 3 of the day. But Sam Johnston and Natalie Oka-Missouri were pouring hitting each two of their own from distance before half. The rest of the game was pretty much the same thing. Oka-Missouri led the way with her career-high 25 points on 6, yes I said 6, three-pointers. And Sam Johnston also had hit 5 threes for good measure, giving the T-Birds 17 on the game. 90-67 was your final, and the women's team accomplished something they hadn't done since they joined the Big Sky, sweeping NAU. The Lady Birds currently sit 1 game back of first in the Big Sky standings, which makes the game next Wednesday versus Idaho State that much bigger. As for the guys last night, the game went pretty similar. NAU had a 4-0 lead early, but after Tevian Jones hit from distance, they dared John Knight III to shoot from 3, and so he did. Not once, but twice. He had 10 points and 4 steals in the game. SU never let go of their lead from that point, eventually taking a 31-14 lead into halftime. The T-Birds added 48 points in the second half, which matched NAU's game total. Nick Fleming was perfect from the field, hitting all 3 of his threes, and the final score was 79-48. The guys are now tied for 3rd in the conference standings with Northern Colorado, but because of the head-to-head tiebreaker, they would currently be sitting in 4th seed in the tournament. Both teams will take on the Montana Grizzlies Thursday night with a 7 p.m. tip-off, and it will be streamed on ESPN+. It is the final home game of the season for the men, so make sure to make your way to the AFEC. It's a busy week on SU's campus, so we'll go to Hunter Hatch with campus happenings. Hunter?
Thanks, Seth. Tomorrow in the Sherwin Student Smith Ballroom at 10 a.m. for campus happenings, we have 10 a.m. to 2 is the Career and Internship Fair. Also tomorrow is Pizza and Politics in the Levitt Center from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. In sports, however, this week we have gymnastics, which will be facing off against Boise State this Friday at 7 p.m. in the AFEC. Also this weekend, our track and field has their indoor championship this weekend in Montana, which is going to be awesome and pretty bitter cold, so good thing it's in Montana. Back to you, Seth.
The NBA celebrated its 75th anniversary with last weekend's All-Star game in Cleveland. Team LeBron beat Team Durant for the second straight All-Star matchup. The game started off, as many All-Star games do, with flashy dunks and hardly any defense, but became very competitive. Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid led the way for Team Durant with 36 points and 10 rebounds, and this rim-rocking gem. Team LeBron was led by superstar Steph Curry. Curry had an absurd night, finishing with 50 points and shattering the NBA record for three-pointers in an All-Star game with 16. In the final quarter, both teams traded blows, trying to get to the 163-point mark when Team LeBron finally took control and LeBron himself sunk a fadeaway jumper to win his 5th straight All-Star game as a captain. Next year's All-Star weekend will be up north in Salt Lake City. That's all we've got for you with SUTV Sports. I'm Seth Whitehouse. When we get back from break, Anthony Colasuna will interview SU softball first baseman Riley Williams.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back to SUTV Sports. I'm Anthony Colasuna, joined by SUU softball senior Riley Williams. Riley, welcome.
Thank you.
Your first win of the season was over Army this past weekend, beating them 5-1. How does the team feel after the first win?
We feel good. I feel like at first we were just really nervous and we kind of got the jitters out and everything. So I think we're really playing as a team now.
Right on, awesome. Also, at the beginning of the season, you played top 10 foe Arizona, and you're the first player this season to put a run on the board for the T-Birds. How did that feel, hitting that first home run?
It felt amazing. I was in a 1-1 count, so it was a good count for me to be in. And yeah, I just felt really confident, and yeah. Awesome.
This weekend, the T-Birds are in Palm Springs, California, competing in the Mary Nutter Classic, where they'll face the likes of teams like Pac-12 foe Oregon State, and we'll have more with Lexi and Reese. Stay tuned.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back into SUTV News. Of the many majors offered here at SUU, Riley Brewster gives us a deeper look into the Engineering and Technology program.
One of the majors offered is Engineering Technology, CAD/CAM, in the College of Engineering and Technology. CAD stands for Computer Assisted Design, and CAM stands for Computer Assisted Manufacturing. Here is a closer look at what one of those classes looks like. It is called Computer Integrated Manufacturing. They work on various products that help teach about the process of manufacturing. For this specific class, they use a program that makes the code to program the machines to make parts. In the program, they can make 3D models of the parts and create paths that tools will then cut the material into the shape that they want. Next, they transfer the code onto a thumb drive, take it over to one of the machines, and run a simulation to make sure that is what they wanted. Then the machine is run free. You can basically make anything on the machines as long as there is funding.
The first semester in this class we make little pipsqueak engines, which are little engines that are powered by pressurized air. And you get, after all the work you put into it, using all these manual machines mostly, it all comes together. It's really cool.
There are many machines in the lab: manual lathes, manual mills, 3 CNC mills, and a CNC lathe. This is Riley Brewster with SUTV.
I think it's cool. I don't know anything about engineering, but my brother's in it. And when he comes home with homework or like the little projects that they do, I'm like, that's super cool. I don't know how to use a 3D printer, so I don't know.
No, I don't know either. My teammate, she's also in engineering, which is awesome. But the same thing, we'll be doing homework on golf trips. And all I can say is I am so thankful that I can write essays or do anything with politics. Much better for me than math,
But
science.
math is so fun.
No.
I like math, it's okay.
No, I am thankful that we are sitting here right now and not doing engineering homework. Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Lexi Hamill.
And I'm Reese Whitaker. Tune in Thursday for the last episode before spring break.
We leave you tonight with footage of this week's snow taken by Riley Brewster in this city by Hunter Hatch.